Welcome to the Systems Thinker Show. Today, we are diving into a huge challenge that pretty much every leader faces. How do you drive really important change without totally torching your team? We're going to break down a concept I like to call the pacing power principle.
So, this is Season 6, Episode 52, and I just have to start with a massive thank you. We've got listeners in 49 countries now, plus we're reaching students in China through our case study site, which is just incredible. It really proves that this mission of improving team cultures is universal. And getting aware of ideas like the 48 laws of power, absolutely key to getting it right.
And speaking of that mission, here's a number I want you to see. Less than 23% of you listening right now are actually subscribed or following. So if you're getting value out of this, please do me a favor and hit that button. It really, really helps us with the algorithms so we can keep bringing you these insights. And hey, if you're feeling extra generous, share this with about 10 friends or colleagues who are trying to navigate change. Okay, one last thing before we really get into the weeds. Today's topic is a perfect companion to the Business Playbook's Shift Happens and both volumes of Culture by Design, Power by Discipline. You can find all three of them on Amazon and other online stores all over the world. All right, let's do this. So what exactly is this pacing power principle? Well, it comes straight from Law 45 and Robert Greene's absolute masterpiece, The 48 Laws of Power. He says, preach the need for change, but never reform too much at once. That one idea, being strategic, not just fast, is literally the foundation for everything we're about to unpack today. Let's make this super real with a case study. I want you to picture a mid-sized manufacturing company. They're super eager to improve, right? So leadership just launches a whole bunch of urgent initiatives all at the same time. New metrics, new meetings, new systems, you name it. They thought speed was progress, but what they got was massive initiative fatigue.
And the impact? Oh, it was immediate and it was brutal. In just 6 months, their cultural surveys showed a staggering 22% drop in psychological safety. Trust was just evaporating. And look, that's not just a number on some report. That's the very real human cost of poorly paced change. People felt completely overwhelmed, not empowered. So what did they do? They hit the pause button. But, and this is so crucial, they didn't stop the change. They actually applied Greene's principle. They strategically slowed down the pace. The new focus wasn't on how fast they could roll things out, but on the team's ability to actually absorb the change. So here's what their new, much more deliberate approach looked like. First, they focused only on stabilizing their daily shift huddles. That's it, until they were running perfectly. Once that foundation was solid, then they moved to standardizing, bringing in a strict max of just 5 KPIs to stop the overload. Only then could they start to systematize by layering in new elements, and finally they could focus on sustaining it all. See how each step builds on the last? It creates this stable platform for growth. And the results? They were so powerful. Just look at these numbers. Cultural health scores bounced back by a full 18%. Voluntary turnover dropped by 12%. That means good people were deciding to stay. And this one's my favorite. Safety near-miss reporting shot up by 30%, which is a huge signal that trust was coming back. It just goes to show you that sometimes slowing down is the fastest way to get where you want to go. All right, if you're the kind of person who loves big flavor and real craftsmanship, listen up. Today's sponsor is Crunch Time Gourmet Popcorn and Apples in Bridgeport, West Virginia. They're all about made fresh, made fun, made to crunch, with gourmet popcorn and caramel apples produced daily, and their homemade caramel is the centerpiece of everything they create. It's a small batch, one-of-a-kind recipe. And the menu? It's dangerous, in the best way. Their caramel apples include flavors like Andy's Mint Chocolate. That's a Granny Smith apple dipped in homemade caramel, covered in milk chocolate, then rolled in crushed Andy's Mint candy. And if you're more of a snack and stream person, their movie theater butter popcorn brings that classic cinema vibe, fluffy, rich, and buttery. So whether you're sending a gift, stocking the office, planning an event, or running a fundraiser, go to crunchtimewv.com, shop now, and if you need fundraising or a food truck booking, just hit their contact page. Now, what's really fascinating is that this company's comeback story isn't some one-off fluke. When we zoom out and look at the industry-wide data, we see this exact same pattern. Patience pays off across the board. Just take a look at this staggering statistic from McKinsey. A full 70%, 7-0, of organizational transformations fail. And you know the main reason? It's not a bad strategy. It's change overload. Only the 30% that use a phased, paced rollout actually tend to succeed. I mean, the data couldn't be clearer. How you change is every bit as important as what you change. And this isn't just a corporate thing.
It holds true in every single sector. In education, phased adoption beats full resets. In the tech world, agile pilots just crush those firm-wide mandates. In logistics, phased system upgrades slash error spikes. Even in the federal government, phased policy rollouts get better compliance. The principle is absolutely universal.
So now that we know all this, the big question is, how can we use it? Let's shift gears a bit and actually build a strategic playbook, looking at how different thought leaders have tackled this exact problem. I want you to think of this like a mastermind roundtable on change management. You've got John Kotter, who gives us the how with his 8-step model. You've got petersenge, who focuses on getting that collective buy-in. And then you have practitioners like Linear Johnson, who apply Greene's law tactically by sequencing concrete behaviors, not just slogans, through a management operating system. This really highlights two fundamental ways to think about change. On one side, you've got Greene's approach, which is all about influence. It's about managing emotions, perceptions, the whole psychology of power. And on the other side, you've got a management operating system, or MOS, which is all about infrastructure, building the solid systems and routines that make change actually stick.
And here's a simple way to see how these approaches break down. Greene's emphasis is on power, with a strategic pace. Kotter's is on process, with a structured pace. And an MOS really emphasizes discipline, with a daily pace. See? Each lens is valuable, but they're all pulling on different levers to get to the same goal.
But here's the kicker. Despite their differences, all the successful models share these same core drivers. You have to have consistent leadership. You've got to get visible, early wins to build that momentum. You have to sequence new behaviors in a way that makes sense. And maybe most important of all, you have to create the emotional safety for people to adapt without fear. And all of this brings us to the most crucial takeaway of all. True transformation is not about speed. It is about absorption. Your ultimate goal isn't just to launch a bunch of new stuff. It's to embed that change so deeply that it literally becomes part of your organization's cultural DNA. And that just requires patience and strategic pacing. So I'm going to leave you with one final provocative question to take back to your team, to your organization. Is your culture designed for speed, or is it designed for absorption? The answer to that question will tell you everything you need to know about whether your next big change is set up to succeed or to become another statistic. Before we wrap things up, please do support our sponsors. This episode was brought to you by Crunch Time Gourmet Popcorn and Apples out of Bridgeport, West Virginia. They make amazing gourmet popcorn and caramel apples with homemade caramel that's crafted in small batches. It's perfect for game day, movie night, gifts, or just treating your team. Go shop the flavors online at crunchtimewv.com. If you want to dive deeper into any of this, please visit our website at karasinnovations.com. Also, go check out our other podcast, The Continuous Improvement Lab, and you can find us on our YouTube channel, Karas Innovations Group. And a final thank you to our executive producer and founder, Linear Johnson. Thanks so much for joining us on the Systems Thinkers Show. We'll see you next time.